The moment my boots touched the polished obsidian flooring of her vessel, I felt it, the pressure of her presence. Rhinestra stood still as a statue in the center of the bay, watching me with unreadable intensity. She didn't greet me. She didn't nod. She barely blinked. "Commander Rhinestra?" I said. "I'm here to repair the power node your team requested." "Human," she said softly, her voice echoing like cold wind. "You will follow exactly as instructed." Sure." She stepped closer, close enough for me to see the faint luminescent lines along her cheekbones. "You are fragile," she continued. "Do not touch anything without my approval." I bit back a sarcastic laugh. "Yeah, that's me. Very breakable." She stared at me for 3 seconds too long. Then 4. Then 5. The air felt thick. Her expression didn't change, but something flickered behind her eyes. Something almost like curiosity. "Proceed," she finally said. I got to work, crawling under a console and rewiring a fused regulator. Even as sparks flew and my hands worked quickly, I could feel her gaze burning into my back. She watched every movement, every breath. It was unnerving, but not hostile. Not exactly. When I stood up again, her expression sharpened. "You are efficient," she said. "Thanks," I replied. "I try." Her head tilted slightly. "You try?" Oh boy. I forgot the Valari didn't communicate metaphorically. "I mean, I do my best." She blinked slowly, like she was analyzing the phrase word by word. Then her voice softened. "That is admirable." My chest tightened at the unexpected compliment. For the first time, her gaze moved away, like she had said something she shouldn't have. Middle, her fascination grows. Over the next 3 days, I was assigned repeatedly to her ship. At first I thought it was random. Then I realized. She asked for me. Me. A nobody technician. Every time I entered, she appeared instantly, standing close, watching carefully, asking questions that felt more like personal studies. "Human, why do you hum while repairing wires? Why do you wrinkle your eyes when amused? Why do you throw yourself into dangerous tasks without fear?" I laughed nervously each time, trying to explain human quirks. But explaining humanity to someone like her felt like explaining color to a star. One day, after a long repair, I caught her staring again. "Commander," I said lightly, "are you observing me or guarding me?" Her opal eyes widened just a little. "I do not understand," she replied, but her voice wavered slightly. I stepped closer. "You're curious about me, aren't you?" Her breath hitched. Just once. Then her gaze dropped, a sign of vulnerability I had never seen in a Valari warrior. "You are different," she whispered. "In a good way?" I teased. Her eyes lifted to mine. "Yes." The single word hit me harder than a meteor storm. She looked away instantly, cheeks glowing faintly, a Valari sign of embarrassment. But her guard wasn't just slipping. It was falling apart. The incident. On the 4th day, an explosion rocked through the docking bay. Debris fell, alarms blared, and the entire floor shook. I stumbled, nearly losing balance. A panel above me broke loose. But before it fell, Rhinestra's arms wrapped around me, pulling me down with impossible speed. She shielded me with her body as the panel crashed behind us. For a moment, I was pinned beneath her, her luminescent veins glowing brighter under adrenaline, her breath trembling against my neck, her hands gripping my arms tightly. "You are unharmed?" she asked, but her tone was not duty. It was fear. Genuine fear. "For you," she whispered, barely audible. I froze. Rhinestra blinked rapidly like she had just revealed a classified secret. Then she stood abruptly, stepping back, but her hands wouldn't unclench, still gripping my sleeve. "Commander," I said gently. But she turned away, visibly shaken. And for the rest of the day, she avoided even looking at me. The confrontation, or was it confession? Later that night, I finished repairs and sent the final diagnostic report. My shift was over. My tools were packed. My bag slung over my shoulder. I was ready to leave. But the moment I stepped into the quiet corridor leading out of her ship, she appeared, blocking the way. Rhinestra stood there, shoulders tense, eyes brighter than usual. The corridor lights reflected her silhouette like silver fire. "Commander?" I asked. She didn't speak. Instead, she stepped closer, then closer, until my back pressed against the wall. Her hands braced on either side of me, trapping me gently but completely. "Human," she breathed, and her voice trembled. "Do not go." My heartbeat thundered. Her face was inches from mine, her eyes soft, conflicted, afraid of something she couldn't name. "Rhinestra," I whispered. "What's wrong?" "You cannot leave my presence yet," she said, her voice breaking. "I am unbalanced when you go." "Unbalanced? You're worried about me?" "No," she said quickly, then sighed. "Yes, and more." The glow along her veins brightened, pulsing gently. "I do not understand this," she whispered. "Your nearness changes me. Your voice steadies me. Your smile disrupts my focus." Her forehead touched mine gently. "Human," she breathed, "you make the silence inside me quiet." My chest tightened. Her confession was not loud, not dramatic. It was fragile, like a secret she had never meant to say aloud. I slowly raised my hand and touched her arm, feeling the faint warmth of her bioluminescent skin. "I'm not going anywhere," I said softly. She inhaled sharply. "Then stay," she whispered. "Just stay." Ending the choice. Rhinestra stepped back slightly, giving me room to breathe, but not escape. Her voice steadied, but her eyes stayed soft. "There will be consequences," she said. "My people do not bond easily. If I anchor myself to you—" She paused, the glow along her neck fluttering like nervous wings. "It will not be reversible." The meaning hit me like cold vacuum. She wasn't asking me to stay for the night. She was asking me to stay in her life. "I don't want you to be forced into anything," I said quietly. She shook her head. "This is not force." Her hand reached for mine, hesitant, trembling. "This is choice." I cupped her hand gently. "Then let's choose together." Her lips parted slightly, shock and hope mingling in her eyes. "You would remain?" "Yeah," I smiled. "I'll stay." Rhinestra closed her eyes, exhaling a long, shuddering breath, like the galaxy had finally released its grip on her chest. When she opened them again, her glow had softened, no longer trembling. "Then," she whispered, leaning close, "I will guard you. Not as duty, not as commander." Her forehead pressed to mine, but as the one I choose. The ship lights dimmed behind us, engines hummed softly, and in that quiet corner of the universe, the silent warrior finally let herself feel something real. And for the first time, she didn't face it alone.